I don't hear no ping. Don't hear no ping. Multiple stops. What's the day looking like, people? Oh, I feel match. Look at this one. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How you doing? I got the gloves out. You know it's cold. It's cold here every day now. Seems like. What's the day going? Hello? What's up, unknown? What's the day looking like? I need some coffee or something. But I still don't know what that sound is. Like a electric drill. When I accelerate, and then it goes away. And then when I come into a stop, you hear it again. Trying to figure out what that is. Yeah, it does. It does. It gets colder up here. It gets colder up here. Ah, so I'm gonna get a coffee now. Mm. Bro, I was watching yesterday this video about this. I don't know. It's a robbery right there. I just did the same priced ride for like way less, way more money than that. A way less distance and time. So I was watching this piece last night about when the Mongols went to Iraq back when there was this king in Iraq. I forget his name. I'm bad with names. But the Mongols went in there and basically they send a letter to the king saying, "If you surrender, we'll spare you. But if you don't surrender, everybody's dying." So the king, when he received this letter, he started laughing because he had this like huge castle and walls back then that it was like you know it was deemed impenetrable. So then what happened was the Mongols brought like engineers and all kinds of Chinese people with them that were like engineers for like weapons and stuff like that. Anyway, they started hammering the walls of the castle, and eventually they got through. There was a resistance, obviously. There was archers and everything fighting back. Once they got through the wall, it was done. And then the king had, I think it was like two sons, daughter, a wife, two or three sons. So they were describing how the Mongols, you know, made the king sit there and watch and executed his kids in front of him. But there was this thing where the Mongols were like superstitious, so they didn't want royal blood to be spilled, so they had to kill them in a way where blood wasn't spilled. So they wrapped them up in this carpet. The boys, they wrapped them up in this carpet really tight, and then they were like horses were stumping on them. They died. And then the daughter was what they did to the daughter was really bad too. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. What they did to the daughter was terrible. I'm not gonna go over it, but let's just say the king, who was the king, he was forced to watch what was being done to his daughter, right? Until she died. That's how bad it was. And then his wife, I don't remember what happened with his wife. I don't remember that part. And then uh, after that was done, I started watching another documentary on this, and it's called. But I fell asleep, so I don't recall anything from this one. I'm gonna watch it again today 'cause I don't recall anything. I literally fell asleep. It's called. This is where when the Muslims, when the Mongols fought. battle against the Muslims, and they won. The Muslims won. So it's called the secret weapon that crushed the Mongol horde. Battle in what is it? Let me see. You can tell I fell asleep because I was only about less than 25% in when the video stopped. So it's called the secret weapon that crushed the Mongols horde. Battle of Ain Jalut. Want to watch this? But this one is a little different. Come on, man. Let me see if I can find it. Because this one is like just by frames. But I like it when there's video, AI video, you know, like a movie. Not when it's just frames and somebody talking over it. Yeah. Yeah. And they also, bro, like, how they also like fell apart because they divided into sects, to four different groups. Like history shows that anytime any group divides into smaller groups, they never like they they don't have they're not as powerful, or some of them just disappear. So the destruction of the Mongols wasn't like a one thing, one battle, and it was not. No, it was like they divided into different sects, into four different clans, I think. And then from there, they started beefing with each other because now when you divide into different areas, there's room now for conflict because certain people want to do things their way. So that's how it started, with division. After the death of the cousin, no, after the death of the son of the Khan, because the son of the Khan was a successor to Genghis Khan after he died, and to his death, they separated into sets. Yes, yes, that actually speaks about it in this video, but I didn't get to see it, bro. I fell asleep. But I want to watch this. I want to watch this battle with the Muslims when they fell, right? And but okay, she's playing with a dog. I thought she was like hurting the dog or something. Um, but I want to see it in like a AI animated, type of video. I don't want to see like just pictures and talk over, which is what this seems to be like. Let me see. Yeah, it's all picture. No. Battle of Ain Jalut. I need to find this with the animations. It's one of the reasons also. I haven't looked deep into the history, but briefly, I looked into when the Muslims ruled in Andalusia for 800 years. Part of the reason why they were defeated, you could say, is because there was separation. There was they weren't as united as they were when they ruled for all that time. That was a part of it. Um, okay, let me see. I wanna see if Battle of, bro. So far, I know two lines from Al Kursi. I'm telling you, it's taking me so long, but I'm learning it. I know the first two lines only so far. They get too comfortable and trusted the Europeans. Yeah. One nation that could not be defeated by the Mongols, the Fit Kingdom. I have to look into that. I'm trying to learn Kursi, the whole thing before Ramadan. So far, I got two lines. I have Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. Ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm. And then the rest I have to learn because I'm literally learning line by line separate. Difficult for me to learn it. I'm gonna see it's probably your ancestry. Yeah, I might look like uh, what is that thing they said, that website, ancestry.com or something like this? Might look no, into that later on, just out of curiosity. It says move to one of the prosperous Muslim countries. I will stay here, Chris. I will stay in my country here. You're free to move. Read it morning and evening. Bro, have it. You know what I do? So I took from the reciter that I'm learning, I took the video from YouTube, which is like a minute and some change, and I screen recorded it. Right. I have iPhone, so I screen recorded it, and then I'll screen record the line that I'm trying to memorize, and then save that as a new clip in my gallery. And so what that does is when I play it, it'll recite it, and then it loops, and then it loops again. I don't have to be like click, play, play, play. It just keeps looping. I'll keep looping the line over and over and over and over and over and over. I have like I think I learned. I think I learned by accident, like the end of it, like part of the end of it, because I was playing the whole thing at the beginning. I'm learning it with the same recitation style. Read the English version for your audience before you recite it in Arabic. Yeah. So what I'm doing was, because it's difficult for me to learn the Arabic, is what someone recommended, which is, the way I'm doing it is to not even, don't try to memorize the meaning. They said memorize first, line by line, until you memorize the whole thing. Then look into what it means. Like you can read it to see what it means once, but don't try to memorize the meaning because it's going to be too much, especially when you're learning a different language or reciting in a different language that is already difficult. But once you memorize the words and pronunciation of the words how they're supposed to be, then you can go ahead and memorize the meaning of, what the whole recitation means. Makes sense because it's already as it is it's difficult. But yeah, I'm going to do that also. Okay, so let me see if I can find Battle of. That's such a long way to go, bro. To be like part of the Mongol clan and then accepting Islam, subhanallah. It's like, you're like on this extreme. Going from that to accepting Islam. Crazy. The Muslims. Oh, this one looks Mamluk. Mamluk versus Mongol. Is that the one that this person was talking about? Uh, let me see. Not that one, right? Which one is this one? Mamluk. Muslim slaves fought the Mongols. Oh, this is interesting. Bro, I like history, bro. I like the stuff like this. Yeah. But I also like to see it with animation, you know. The biggest Well, yeah, I think it is that one that I was looking for. The biggest battle that changed history forever. Battle of Ain Jalut. And then it says Mamluk Mamluks versus Mongols. So it has to be that one. Now let me see if it's because it says that on the caption on the video. Let me see if it has like the animation. What's up? What's up? Here, let's see. It has to be probably in the 30s. What's the temperature? No, I'm talking about right now. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Well, it's just what's the temperature right now? 49 degrees. So it went up. Bro, I'm gonna get some coffee and watch this. This I was trying to watch this last night. I fell asleep. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. From Pakistan, Sindabad. MLK. I don't think it's gonna tell me because it's based on what's the temperature in Wisconsin? -2 degrees. What in the heck? Huh. How do you guys live over there, bro? How do you guys do it? 29 this morning in Jacksonville. Was it? I don't remember it ever being 29 when I was in Miami ever. The coldest I've ever experienced was like 2 days ago when it was 33 here. Too damn cold for Florida, man. Thank you, Mod, but only Boosum is Mod. Appreciate it. Gonna be negative this week. Kind of polar coming in. Oh, bro, let me go get the coffee. So I think I heard some report that said that Trump is not attacking Iran now. Uh, Word on the street was that Iran was about to empty the clip on Israel, and Israel, their system is not capable of of handling what was going to come in. So Netanyahu had to beg Trump, hey, if you hit these people right now, they're going to empty the clip on us. Because if you put them in a position where they have nothing to lose, they're going to empty the clip. on our bases. So we started evacuating from what I hear, which is close to them, right? And uh obviously Israel, because they already touched Israel, so they know what they can do. So that was the word on the street. And Netanyahu was telling Trump, "Hey, you might want to hold off, please. Can you please hold on because system is depleted, anti-missile system, and these people are about to empty the clip if you bomb them. They're going down swinging. So can you please not?" Never had a scrape of ice on your windshield. Never. The most I've had is a little fog in the interior where it gets you can't see it. You got to put the heater, and then it goes away. Windshield many times when I used to live. They couldn't live in the cold like that, bro. Life is already difficult enough to have to wake up in the freaking morning and then dealing with ice in your car. You know what I did this morning? So yesterday, we brought the treadmill from the back and I put it in the living room. I'm gonna start this new routine. I'm gonna start. I started it today. Wake up from the bed. Wake up in the morning. No, not feeling like P. Diddy. Just wake up in the morning, go to the kitchen, drink some water, get right on the treadmill. The first 12 minutes. Stretch, run, stretch, run, stretch, run. From there, take a shower, and then from there start the day, coffee or whatever, and then start the day from there. I'm gonna make this a routine every morning. Sometimes you can't open the door because listen to that. Heck no, bro. No, man, I would be miserable. I would be so miserable in those conditions. I'll ruin my freaking mood, ruin my day. The only thing I like about the cold is the dress wear. You gotta dress bulky. You gotta, there's a lot of like nice things to wear, style wise, more stylish. So I like that aspect of it. But actual cold or to be, surrounded by snow constantly or having to be defrosting my car and then driving on the road, you gotta be extra careful 'cause pavement is always wet and icy. And, no, bro. I think it would be easier if I was, born into it. It'd probably be easier. But to change to go from warm to that environment, my old age, at my old age. Well, like a small. Mute there for a few minutes. There's a little music playing. I don't know if you guys heard the lady that was paying next to me. I think that lady said maybe like 7 or 8 words, and like 4 of them were like shit. The word shit. I don't know who left that shit like that. So shit, 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 bro. All right, let me try to take the background out for a little bit. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't start acting up. Come on, bro. What's up, Jamie? Talk about how the Trinity was created. They don't have the other lids that I usually use. I don't like this lid, bro. This lid's the other ones, the bulky ones. That's why they always have a trillion of these lids there, because nobody uses them. I don't understand why they keep bringing this lids. Nobody uses this lids. Bismillah. And the ones that people use, they always run out. Like, just order a surplus of the other ones. Good morning. You practice the Muslim teachings? Yeah. Ah, that little trip there just triggered my allergies. See, my allergies have been not bad lately. Like when I say lately, I'll say for the last 2, 3 months, my allergies have improved a lot. It's not like they've gone away, but they've improved a lot. If I had to put a percentage, I'll say by like 80%. So I don't know if my body's getting used to being living here now, or but when I first got here, the first year was bad, real bad. Hey Joe, thank you, man. You too. No, I don't go out of the United States. The only place I plan on going to one day is Saudi Arabia. Fulfill my religious obligations. Other than that, oh, and if I was to visit a place just to visit for a few days, will be Spain. That's about it. But even Spain, I don't think you can see in a few days. Spain is a very large place. Nah. I get allergies in pollen season. Me too. Really bad. I had to buy the local honey with the pollen in it. If you ever go out, go to Bahrain. Bahrain, you want to visit Latin American countries? I don't, bro. All you're gonna see is misery, suffering, and poverty. Um, you've been there twice. What's the best part of going there? What do you enjoy the most? Oh, somebody said, I think I know why. They're implying that Ghost wants to go for a specific, perhaps for illegal activities. Yeah, I do, Jeff. Everything Gucci, alhamdulillah. I just did a ride a little while ago. But right now it's gonna be a little quiet because there's not a lot of movement right now. People are not going to work or school or anything. So ah, allergies are crazy. I've been to Puerto Rico 5 times. You graduated high school in Bahrain? Ah, is it Bahrain or Bahrain? Where's that at? I know of the country because I've heard of it. Where is that at? Guys, please, if you can double tap the screen, hit the like button. Helps with the live stream. I hate you, bro. You always talking the tough-ish like you better than everybody just because you're religious. You are prideful, sinful, lost, and goofy. You're also slightly racist. You hate me? Well, I don't hate you, Johnny. So, hate is something you have to carry with you, right? And it's heavy. You can carry that with you. I don't hate you. I ain't carry nothing for you. So I'm not gonna carry hate for anybody with me. May Allah guide you, Johnny. It's a small island of Saudi Arabia, 26 miles by 32 miles. Oh, so it is in Saudi. Okay, so that is the place that I have to go. Inshallah. So yeah, why not visit if it's gonna be in the same place, right? Same area, same country. How you doing, Violet? I mean, it's true. They have to carry that. Peace, Johnny. Is it cold in Florida right now? Yes. Yes, it is. It was what, 40 something? What's the temperature here now? 51 now, so it's going up a little bit. But when I left, it was probably like in the mid 30s, like yesterday. How you doing, Mary? How's the day going? You too, Violet. Have a great day. Take care. It's 54, I believe. Still too cold. That's too cold. Mm. Nice little coffee with hot chocolate would be nice. I think my wife said she was gonna make hot chocolate. Ooh, I think she's making hot chocolate today. She told me that a few days ago. I just remembered. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. Let's check. It was 20 degrees in Detroit. Boosum is from Detroit. I don't know if he's still here, but he can tell us. 26 degrees. Freaking way. No way. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. Yeah, hot chocolate. Like, but it has to be made right. When I mean right, at least for my taste, hot chocolate shouldn't taste like chocolate milk, like liquidy. It should taste like a little bit of thickness to it, right? Like a little bit of some density in it. Because, for example, Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. There are some Dunkin' Donuts from my experience that make it right. But the majority of the Dunkin' Donuts, if you go, you ask for a hot chocolate, what you're gonna get is chocolate milk. I don't know if they don't feel like making it. They just put chocolate milk in a cup, warm it up, make it real hot, and give it to you. I know because you can tell like you can taste what just pure milk tastes like with chocolate. Yeah, it's garbage. I've only been to two Dunkin' Donuts that do the hot chocolate right, like creamy and thick, and it's enjoyable, and it's slightly different flavor of the chocolate. But that's why I stopped going to the Dunkin's asking for hot chocolate. 'Cause I used to drink a lot of it, but I'm like, this is garbage, man. Most of them, 90% of them is just chocolate milk. The heck? Dunkin' Donuts and frozen donuts. Yeah, I remember when I was in Miami, I used to live near a what's that called? A Krispy Kreme. I think Krispy Kreme has fresher products than Dunkin' Donuts, to be honest. But one time I remember I went like late night and I asked for a one glazed donut. And the guy put like three in the bag. They were right off the oven, like fresh. They were so soft and hot, right? But I remember this was the last time I had one, by the way. Well, I had all three of them, but I remember when I bit into it, my brain went, "This is just pure sugar." Like We know it's sugar because it's like we know this, right? But like it was so smushy, so it was good. It tasted good. I'm not gonna say that, but I could tell it was just sugar. Like if I put it like a pile of sugar in my hand, and I'm like, would I put a pile of sugar in my hand? All right, see, I gotta throw the background because I don't know why. For some reason, when I have the background, YouTube doesn't start with its stupidity. But when I don't have the background, then it starts acting up. Oh, wait, because I remember taking a screenshot of this last night to make it a post, and I posted this on my here on my YouTube. Check this out. I don't know if you can read what it says. It says men use the Bible to justify R wording multiple children. What's that verse from the book of Numbers I bring up often when they come in here starting with their nonsense? What's that verse from the book of Numbers? He used that to justify R wording kids, children. Anyway, I don't know what 67 means, but anytime I see some dummy just coming in here putting 67, I just block you because I don't want kids here. What's hiding under the hat? Diamonds. On every donut chain gets them frozen in the oven baked. Oh, so they all come in frozen? Are you mean to tell me they're not making them fresh in the mornings? 67 is the meme right now for the Gen Alpha. I don't even know what that means. No clue. Moving to Orlando in June from Cali. Great choice. The reason I say great choice is because anytime you leave Cali, it's a great choice. I'm sorry, but that state is cooked. I'd rather live in Orlando than California. I'd rather live in any part of Florida than California. Even Miami, where I'm from, I'd rather live there, and I don't like Miami at all. Not even a little bit, because I've seen it change from when I was a kid to now. But I would rather, if I had two choices, Miami or California, I would live in Miami. Not because of the beaches or the nightlife or anything like that, because I don't care about that. But just, no, California's cooked. First of all, I wouldn't want to live anywhere where there's a state tax. We already have federal tax. Why do we have to pay state tax too? Everything's super expensive. There's just pockets and areas where there's like gangs, the Bloods, and the Cribs, and bro, it's not a good place to raise your kids at, right? Everything's expensive, and yeah, I don't like it. I wouldn't like California. But the theft, people going into the stores in San Francisco, like stealing every. I'm sorry, but Democrat-run cities they're always down the pipe. Opening up a smoke shop and bringing my transportation company out there. Nice. I think you fare way better here, to be honest. They tax for business owners and people that own properties just drains them. Like North Florida. Yeah, it's nicer up here. Alhamdulillah. No? Anywhere up North Florida is nicer. More quiet. It's slower pace. I don't know where you got that from, James, but you're completely off. I just joined this live. We're talking about Islam. We're talking about places to live. Where do you live, Mohammed? Oh, 19% of Florida's population live north Daytona. A lot of farms up here. I enjoy sometimes when I'm driving somebody like 45 minutes, an hour away from here, and then I end up in some town that I've never been before. And I look around and it's like just farm and stacks of hay. Like, like the rolls of hay and the cows, and I enjoy that. I enjoy places like this because it's nice and quiet all the time. You enjoy the ride. You're not gonna be stuck in traffic or anything. It's just open road drive. There's a lot of places like that here in Florida. It's just even more up north of where I'm at. It's more to the sides. Like Tampa's in the middle, right? Tampa's pretty much in the middle. But when you drive this way or this way, you'll end up in a place with like farms and stacks of hay. You drive long enough in that direction. Egyptian, nice. Cairo, very nice. A lot of history in Egypt. I'm in Egypt now. What time is it in Egypt? 6 16 p.m. in Cairo. Isn't that crazy, man? Like even simple things like this, we don't think about how crazy this is. Like I pressed a button within a little tiny button within 2 seconds. I already know what time is in Egypt. It might sound like nothing because we're so used to like this simplicity now. We're so used to like this is like nothing. We don't even think about this. But this was unthinkable in the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the time of Jesus, peace and blessing upon him. Like nobody even thought of this. Like that you can press a little button like this in 2 seconds. You know what time is on like on the other side of the freaking hemisphere. Simple things, man. What's up, Jesus? In the foil hat time. Farms and gators. That's what. That's what. That's that, farms and gators. That's what we outside of Florida believe. Bro, I actually haven't seen a gator in a long time. And nobody saw your comment. And now, okay, so you're Muslim side. I already got you. Florida only stay with Crocs and Gators. Yeah, but they're actually difficult to spot. You don't see them often. Now, if you go to the Everglades, like that's really south of Miami, then there's swamps and places there that you can see them all the time. And they have things like they'll take you on airboat rides, and you can see the gators. You know what's crazy? I was watching Mayday. Has anybody seen that? Is it called Mayday? I think it's called Mayday. Like if you type Mayday on YouTube, it's stories about airplanes that have gone down. Like real, I like it because the way they retell the stories, it's like you're watching a movie. So they do a good job with the filming and the retelling of the story, right? And um, it's based on real life events of things of different plane crashes and things like small little things that can take a plane down, like a small malfunction or miscommunication or things like this, right? Which, if you watch enough of this, you become a little paranoid to fly. You're like, you mean to tell me that one button that they thought was was off or something like this. But if it was actually on, that led to this, and that led to that, and that led to bringing down the plane. It kind of makes you a little paranoid to fly. So anyway, there was this one episode that they did where a plane ends up crashing into the Florida Everglades in the swamp, nighttime. Now, Florida Everglades, nighttime, there's no lights. You're in a swamp, infested with gators, right? There's no light. It's not like there's a light pole or anything like this. So imagine plane crashing at like, I don't know, 12, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, into a freaking huge giant swamp in the middle of the Everglades, and there's just like swamp and swamp and swamp. All you look around, you see is swamp. And most people survived. Most people survived. Now, you survive a plane crash. You're in a pitch dark place now, in a swamp, and it's crocodile infected. And there was a lady like singing lullabies to try to keep people, not lullabies, like she was singing this little song to try to keep people calm and stuff. Actually, everybody ended up, if I recall correctly, everybody that ended up surviving the crash ended up getting rescued. So there wasn't no history of no event where like a gator chewed up a person or anything like this. And imagine going through an event like that where a plane crashes, you survive the plane crash, and then you end up in a swamp with gators. Shoot, man. Then you survive that. I serve the country for Americans, not terrorism. No, you're not banned yet. Ima- Imagine a gator bite while you're on a plane. Well, I don't know how a gator will get in a plane. You mean like after the crash? I wonder if what happened was that once the plane crashed, maybe it stunned the gators that were around. Like, what the hell just happened? Plus, maybe some fuel that started dripping in the swamp. Maybe that provided like some like a shield for them, for the gators to not, in a sense, because I don't think gators are gonna be swimming in or want to be around like fuel and oil and stuff like that. Maybe that was part of it. I don't know. But there was another one. Now this one was freaking crazy. I remember seeing this one. There was another one, Mayday, right? There was, again, it's a recount of a real story. So okay, so what happened was the plane, when it underwent maintenance before the flight, the technicians had to replace the windshield of the pilot's cockpit, right? And they did. They replaced the windshield, but the guy, and they're retelling the story, with the actors and everything. The guy that replaced the windshield, I think he was missing like one or two screws that had to go on the side of the windshield to be able to seal it completely. So what he did was he can't leave that without screws. So he put two other screws, but they were slightly smaller than the one that was supposed to go. Slightly smaller in size. Anyway, fast forward. They get on the flight, whole thing. They're up 30,000 feet up in the air. I don't know how many, whatever. You're on a regular plane flight. You're going to wherever you're going, destination. The pilots were from the UK. Something happens that they start experiencing I think, some low pressure on the cabin or something like this. Long story short, so I don't want to drag it out. The windshield ends up coming loose, 30,000 or 20,000 feet up in the air. The pilot is trying, imagine you're up in the air as a pilot and all this air is coming into the cabin, right? He's trying to keep the plane steady. Pilot, the pilot ends up flying out the plane in the middle of the air, but because the wind pressure is coming this way, he ends up on the nose of the plane like this. So what's keeping him pressed against the nose of the plane is the pressure of the air. So he's like this, right? They're grabbing him by his arm, right? The co-pilot grabs him by the arm, right? Then the people, like the flight crew, comes in and they're grabbing onto the pilot, right? Pilot is unconscious. Of course, you're gonna become unconscious. You're outside a freaking plane, in 20 or 30,000 feet, right? While the plane is going, you'll pass out. So the pilot becomes unconscious. Long story short, they ended up landing the plane. The pilot survived. Now they interview both the pilot and the co-pilot, and they asked the co-pilot, "Why didn't you like? What made you like not want to let go of the pilot? He's outside the freaking plane in midair. Like, what made you not wanting to like give up on him?" He said, "Because we were afraid that if we let him go, his body might go inside the propellers of the engine." I don't remember what plane they were flying back then. And then we were afraid that that could cause the plane to go down because of this. So they both survived. Now they interviewed the pilot. Of course, the pilot had like he didn't have any like major injuries, but he had like frostbites and stuff like that. They interviewed the pilot and they were asking him if he remember anything. He's like, "No, not much because I went unconscious." So the co-pilot from that experience ended up not flying ever again. The pilot that went through that experience went back to work. Bro, there's no freaking way. If I was a pilot and that happened to me, I'm going back to fly no plane. No, thank you. So the pilot went back to work. He went back to flying. I don't know if it was with like a different airline or I don't know. But he went right back to flying planes. Can you imagine, bro? Can you imagine being 20, 30,000 feet up in the air in a plane and you're on the nose of the plane like this, and the only thing that's keeping you from falling to your death is the high pressure air that's like there has to be lack of oxygen too because how fast is the plane going in that altitude and you're outside? That's an incredible amount of air pressure. Just I don't know. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yeah, let me see. I might be able to pull up the video here if anybody wants to. I'm not gonna play it because YouTube, huh, you know, don't give me copyright. But I'll show it if you're interested in watching it. Was it this one? Mayday air disaster. Is it Alaska 261? Let me see if it's this one. Bro, that had to be something insane. Yeah, that's the one. You seen it? You seen it?
That's crazy, right? The guys from the UK. That pilot went on to flight afterwards. Bro, that's freaking insane. Is it this one? Let me see if it's this one. No. This one crashed. No, it's not Alaska 261. Yeah, I don't remember the exact name of the video. Is it this one? Hold on. Yeah, this one right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The captain that got stuck outside of the plane. Look this up, bro. This is insane. This guy right here. That's the actual captain. Look at this. Imagine being in midair, bro. That's freaking bananas. Holy smokes. He obviously he's unconscious at that point. He has to be. You're not gonna stay conscious at that. I mean, that would be even more insane. If you're conscious and experiencing the whole thing, shoot. Most people will die just of a heart attack. Of the fear. That's crazy, bro. That is. No freaking way. He's chilling, taking a nap. I don't know about chilling. Well, he's chilling because it's freaking cold. That's how he's chilling. Because the weather was terrible, too. It was like snowy. It was bad weather. Yeah, frostbite. Yep. On him as well. Florida now, it's 50-something. It went up a little bit. It was like probably like top 30s this morning. What's up, Woo? Be back after Maghrib. Yeah, I'm about to end this live stream, but I'll try to do another one later on, inshallah. If you guys are new here, please subscribe, and we'll run another live stream later on. Yeah. Good day, everybody. Let's see, turn this off.